The gymnasts here get a few minutes just to warm up. They will have had a warm-up both in the arena and also in a warm-up gym that is connected to this sports palace. But just before they compete, they are allowed a few moments just to bounce a bit on the floor, do a few of their tumbling passes, and get totally acclimated for what is to come. This is a fantastic opportunity for several nations, but particularly Mongolia. Demdin Dorje and his compatriot Ihimbayir Ushukbayir have been at multiple World Challenge Cup competitions, and Demdin Dorje Etushan back in 2024 at the World Challenge Cup in Szombathely made history as Mongolia's first ever World Cup or World Challenge Cup medalist. He won bronze on vault, and no Mongolian gymnast has done that since. But the Mongolians will have several chances through this competition over the next 2 days, including here. Another developing story is Vu Tien An of Vietnam. He's 21. He comes from Hanoi. This is his first ever World Challenge Cup, and he made a very big impression with his score on floor exercise in the qualification, 13.2. That was good enough for second. And there we have a look at Dimitar Dimitrov. Dimitrov, 6th in the qualification. He comes from a small town in the foothills of the beautiful Rila Mountains, and he just showed us he is more than capable of sticking a double twisting, double tuck, and other things. Dimitrov, the most seasoned competitor at 29 years old in this final. Armenia fans in the crowd waiting to cheer on their man. Often in the crowd, there are school groups, some of them still filing into the arena, as well as gymnasts who took part in the qualifications and maybe haven't made the finals or will be performing in the finals tomorrow. Today, we have men's floor exercise, women's vault, as well as women's uneven bars, pommel horse, and still rings. And after this floor exercise rotation, we will have pommel horse and women's vault taking place concurrently, and then the same with uneven bars and still rings, two of the apparatus that really test the upper body more than anything else. Robert Yulmian of Armenia will get things started. He was in this final last year and finished in 8th place, in addition to winning bronze on high bar. But to date, this has been his only World Cup or World Challenge Cup appearance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the warm-up time for this has come to an end, and we are ready to welcome our first finalist on the floor. Let's welcome
the first finalist on men's floor exercise is 19-year-old Robert Yulmian of Armenia, the 8th strongest in qualification. His score for his opening routine, 12.65. Let's see what he can do now. It's a very decent start form-wise, the round off into the double layout. Unfortunately, with both of his feet going outside the white line and out of bounds, he is going to lose 0.3 of a point. That will be deducted as a penalty, and we'll see that in the breakdown of the final score. We'll be seeing this element, a press to handstand, in which the gymnast uses the upper body strength to pull themselves into the handstand and hold it for at least 2 seconds. A lot, that's a required element on floor exercise. Solid 2.5 twist to front layout with half twist. Changing direction in the tumbling pass. And hopes for just a simple round off layout into the corner. Dismount double pike, very nice stick. And he should be rewarded with 1/10 of a point extra for sticking the dismount. This is a rule that came into effect in men's gymnastics with the new code of points, which in itself went into effect in 2025. It's been an exciting development for gymnastics. It's given the gymnasts a little bit of incentive just to make sure that they are as good as possible on their landings, especially at the end of the routine when they're fatigued. Here's the first pass, round off double layout, and just bounces back and out of bounds with both feet. His first side pass, a round off to double twist, tidily performed, and this, the double pike to end. Really good stuff at the end for Gulmian. Gulmian carried in at 12.65. The D score was not the highest that we'll see. It was only 4.6.
So as we see,
So we can anticipate a number that is perhaps mid-12s, maybe creeping up towards 13.
From Armenia, 12.65. That was the score of our Armenian athlete. And here we see the final score, 12.75 for
And the
Robert
score
Gulmian,
for
Armenia.
Robert Gulmian is
Here we go with the
12.75.
next
Again,
finalist.
there's the
Let's
0.3
welcome
penalty
and
for going out of bounds with both feet, but he has found a 10th compared to what he did in qualification. Positive start for him. To the Mongolian history maker, Demdindorj Etushan managed to do something that no gymnast from his country was ever able to do. Back in 2024, he won a World Challenge Cup bronze on vault. Here he goes, trying to make history again on floor exercise. Solid front double pike, and although he'll have a small deduction for the hop, he manages to keep it in bounds, so he avoids the penalty. And that's a beautiful double twisting double tuck. There's a real sense of calmness and precision to all of his work. Gorgeous triple twist there. Here's a 2.5 to front layout. Just a little wild going into the front layout, but he just kept things very calm once again, making sure there were no surprises for him on the landing. And just like we saw from the first competitor, round off to double pike dismount. He won't have the stick bonus. But overall, this was a very strong routine. And, dare I say it, much better than what he displayed in the qualification. He is unlikely to have any penalty tenths, whereas in qualification, he had 4/10 of a point. So we should be looking at a score that is higher than the 12.7 that he got in qualification. Here's the opening pass. Very clean, very precise.
That was powerful routine on floor demonstrated.
Here's a display of his power with the double twisting double tuck. Look at his form in these Wendeschwings. The toes are pointed, the body really beautifully extended. And this was one of the highlights of the routine. The triple twist. 2.5 to front layout, well controlled. And then finally, the double pike. Overall, an excellent display from Demden Dorje. Don't count him out for the podium. And the score for Demden Dorje Etouchan is 13.5. He has gained 0.8 of a point over qualification, and that is a score that would put him first among the top 8 based on what we saw the other day. To the intriguing young competitor from Vietnam, Vu Tien An is just 21 years old, but this gentleman from Hanoi, in his World Challenge Cup debut, has a shot at the podium on floor exercise. That's a lovely and very difficult beginning, despite he's going to receive 1/10 of a point for putting 1 foot out of bounds. Still, when you count in the difficulty of that pass and how well it was executed, this is very promising indeed. Just pacing himself well, not rushing, not getting ahead of himself. Oh, but that was quite a fatigued-looking triple twist. Now he's got to slow it down and maintain his concentration. He does seem quite tired. Double pike, slightly under-rotated, takes the step forward. A positive routine, though, from Vu Tien An of Vietnam.
Performance on floor.
We may not see the same type of score from him for that we did see in qualification. His number was 13.2, and that made him the second strongest of all the qualifiers.
Athlete representing national team Vietnam is 13.2.
There's some wonderful qualities to his gymnastics. Look at the height and easy rotation on both of these skills in the first tumbling run. Very different, the front double twist into double front. Unfortunately for him, he did seem to spend a lot of his energy on the first 2 passes, trying to make everything as good as it could possibly be. And that cost him a bit in the second half of the routine. These aren't mistakes of technique. They seem like mistakes of fatigue. So as we wait to see where that display from Vu Tien An puts him, here is a look at Dimitar Dimitrov, the 29-year-old from Blagoevgrad in southwest Bulgaria. Just 2 weeks ago, he was 5th at the World Challenge Cup in Varna. It was his only major competition of the year so far. And here we have an opportunity to build for Dimitar Dimitrov. Meanwhile, the score for Vu Tien An, 12.7. That puts him in 3rd place. But we will see if that holds him there, because it is down 0.5 of a point from what we saw from him the other day.
Let's welcome Dimitar
Dimitrov of Bulgaria. A man who knows what it is like to stand on a World Cup podium. Opportunity knocks for Dimitrov here. Gorgeous opening display, double twisting, double layout, and that was just floated. Beautiful front layout, full to front double tuck as well. It's been a superb start for him. The question now is going to be, can he keep it going through the rest of the exercise. Only 8 skills count towards the difficulty score on men's floor these days. And he's one of the rare gymnasts who opts to do a scale to meet a requirement. He doesn't have to, but he has chosen to. 2.5 to front layout, needs to keep it in bounds and does. This has been very good from Dimitrov. And a beautiful full twisting double tuck to end. The height on those tumbling passes. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That was fabulous from Dimitrov. And this is the man who finished 6th in qualification. We might see a change to the leaderboard after that. He's always been known for his power, Dimitrov, and here he really unleashed it. The double twisting, double layout, very good. And then this stuck second tumbling pass was totally authoritative.
0.75. We have already witnessed dazzled routine demonstrated by Bulgarian athletes on floor.
2.5 to front layout. The change of direction, flipping backwards to flipping forwards, is one of the things that makes it difficult, but one of the most impressive elements in this routine was actually that dismount, because when you are so tired at the end of the exercise, it can be very hard to generate the momentum and speed that you need to do something like a full twisting double back. But that was no problem for him. The score to beat, 13.5, posted by Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia. In qualification, Demdindorj and Dimitrov had very similar difficulty values, but we will see if Dimitrov hasn't been able to add a little bit to that D score.
For the next 4 athletes.
In the meantime, the next 4 athletes in this final will take to the mat to do their warm-up. We have 2 gymnasts from Kazakhstan, another Mongolian, and the leader from the qualification round. As we look at Dimitrov's score, 13.45, that puts him just behind Demdindorj Etushan. And so, no matter what happens here, that means that Demdindorj is guaranteed at least a 4th place finish, and maybe better. And remember that Demdindorj is the Mongolian who won his nation's only World Cup or World Challenge Cup medal 2 years ago. That came on vault, so there may well be history in the offing here in Tashkent.
Getting ready to show their
In the second part of the order, we will begin with the top qualifier, Humoyan Islamov of Uzbekistan. He had 13.5 just a couple of days ago, and that, if he were able to reproduce that, would tie him with Demdindorj Etushan. And just in case there is a tie, we would remind you that the score the tiebreak would come from the execution score. And it just so happens that Islamov had the highest execution score of anyone in the qualification. So, very interesting to think about. Also interesting to think about the potential of the 2 gymnasts from Kazakhstan who will perform 7th and 8th, Emil Akhmejanov and Altinhan Timirbek. Timirbek 5th in qualification. Akhmejanov was 3rd strongest. Both of them still very young. As we take a look at Emil Akhmejanov, he won a bronze medal on floor exercise in Varna at the World Challenge Cup back in 2023. He was only 18 at that time, And since then, frankly, we haven't seen too much of him. There is Mongolia's other competitor here, Himbayer Usukbayer. Islamov is a true floor exercise specialist. He won silver at this event last year in Tashkent, so you can imagine the hunger to get a title in his hometown in this competition. There's a look at our leader so far. Demdendorj Etushan already has his head in the pommel horse final, which will be coming up next. You see him on the right of your screen. What he's doing is he's actually visualizing his routine on pommel horse. To the top qualifier now, Humoyan Islamov scored 13.5 in the qualification round. The 21-year-old is performing in his hometown, and he happens to be a floor exercise specialist. The silver medalist from 2025 here in Tashkent now steps onto the carpet. That's a very interesting beginning. The 2.5 twist to double front. He looked rather timid as he went into it, was really measuring where the 2.5 twist was going to end and trying to get exactly the right punch off the floor, and succeeded very well. He's a very experienced World Cup competitor. But here in Tashkent, it's the only place where he has ever won a medal. This dismount was very good in the qualification. It got the stick bonus. Let's see if he can repeat that. Double pike, beautiful. Humoyan Islamov has them cheering here in Tashkent. The applause rings out from around the arena as the hometown hero shoots for gold. Let's have a look at this first pass. Here's the round off, 2.5 twist, very good, and then double front. Double layout, second pass, ever so slightly short. So he'll lose maybe a tenth, maybe 2/10 for that hop forward on the landing. Front double full to front layout, clean. And then the double pike, even though there's a slight bend in his legs on the second somersault, he'll have a small deduction for that, but he will get the stick bonus. He should get the stick bonus. 13.5 was the number for him in qualification, and that came with 0.3 of a point for putting both feet out of bounds. And so he was cleaner today, one could say. And he might be headed for a really nice score here. He'll need better than 13.5 to take the lead. Nervous moments for Humoyan Islamov of Uzbekistan as he awaits his score. And he's done it. He's gone into the lead with 13.6. Humoyan Islamov is potentially headed for the podium. That pushes Demdendorj Etushan down into second place. Dimitar Dimitrov currently in third. What about Ihimbayer Usukbayer? The 24-year-old from Ulaanbaatar has been to many a World Challenge Cup final, but he has never won a medal. Could today be the day? A start comparable in difficulty to many of the competitors that we've seen. He will lose something, though, for both the step forward after the double front, and he'll have a 1/10 of a point penalty for putting his foot out of bounds. Clean second pass, though, and wonderful triple twist, stuck cold as a side pass. We see Vendish swings from quite a number of gymnasts. His very clean, very controlled. 2.5 twist to front layout. And a good high double pike to end for Ihimbayer Usukbayer of Mongolia. He's a gymnast who has competed all around in the past, but during the last several years, he's restricted himself to floor exercise, pommel horse, and vault, and has been in World Challenge Cup finals on all 3 apparatus. Interestingly, he has finished as high as 5th place on all 3. But as said, he has never won a medal. He and Demdendorj Etushan have been the Mongolian representatives. They have really put Mongolian men's gymnastics on the map. Pioneering gymnasts for their country, both of them. And we'll see both of them in multiple finals over the next 2 days. And the future is bright for the Mongolians, clearly. Ihimbayer was 4th in qualification. His score was 12.9. Very good execution score, above 8.0. And we'll see if that's not comparable to the score that is coming now. There in the foreground, Dimitar Dimitrov, currently sitting in 3rd place. At the moment, it's Islamov, followed by Demdendorj, followed by Dimitrov. And where does Ihimbayer fit into that puzzle? We've been watching him for many years now. His breakout competition was actually at the inaugural Junior World Championships in Hungary back in 2019. And then he finished 5th on vault at the Asian Championships back in 2023. The score now for Ihimbayer Usukbayer, 13.3. So he's up from qualification by 0.4 of a point, no less. But he is still in 4th place. So Dimitrov holding on to the provisional bronze medal with 2 competitors still to come. 3rd best in qualification was Emil Akhmedjanov of Kazakhstan, 12.95, but that a score that came with a 0.3 penalty for putting both his feet out on one of his passes. What he will need to do in this routine is stay within the confines of the carpet. Let's see how he goes. good high double front out of a 2.5 twist. But again, he needs to keep it in bounds. No back handspring necessary to get up into the air for that double twisting double tuck. Very good from Akhmedjanov, as was the triple twist side pass. Very interesting round off to full twisting double tuck to end for the 21-year-old from Shymkent. Shymkent, a city in southern Kazakhstan near the Uzbekistan border, the third largest city in Kazakhstan. That was good work shown by Emil Akhmedjanov. Akhmedjanov appearing in his first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years. He won floor exercise bronze in Varna in 2023. But since then, we haven't seen very much of him, so it's a real welcome back, Emil Akhmedjanov, to major international competition. He could be up there with this routine. We'll have to wait and see. In qualification, 12.95 was his score, but again, that was with a 3/10 penalty. So he could be pushing up into the 13s, reliving the exercise, as one does right afterwards. He's been a gymnast since he was 4 years old. His grandmother actually first brought him to the sport, and he has risen to attain the status of Master of Sport in Kazakhstan. Very prestigious honor for elite sports people. The score is in, and it's a big one. 13.65 for Emil Akhmedjanov of Kazakhstan. He moves into the lead. One competitor left to perform, and it's Altinhan Temirbek of Kazakhstan. This man was 5th in qualifying, but he has the highest D score of anyone in the competition. So, if he does what he is capable of and does it cleanly, he could be on the podium. Good start to this routine. There is the difficulty in the second pass, front layout full to front double pike, but he will have a penalty for putting those feet out of bounds. Solid 2.5 twist side pass. He should only lose 1/10 of a point in execution for the little hop on the landing. Oh, and he just seemed out of gas on the double twisting double tuck. In a competition that extends over several days, where you have to do the full routine in the qualification and then the full routine in the final as well or better, it can be a difficulty for gymnasts, and it was for him in this instance. He will lose a full point. Oh, and again, the full twisting double tuck. It's an exhausting exercise, this. And unfortunately, that has gotten the better of Altinhan Temirbek today. Still, this is a routine of great ambition. And when he does put all the pieces together, it's terrific.
Qualification score of Altinhan Temirbek.
He took the risks in this exercise. This is the second pass. Look at how he really strains to get the double pike around. And it was all going very well. But this, one of the penultimate passes, really, it's very difficult to do that kind of move on your 4th or 5th pass. It really is. finishes with a solid full twisting double tuck. So it is not to be today for Altinhan Temirbek, who finishes with 12.5. And that means that the champion does hail from Kazakhstan. Emil Akhmedjanov earns 13.65 and the gold medal. In second place, Humayun Islamov of Uzbekistan. And for only the second time in history at a World Cup gymnastics event, we have a Mongolian on the podium. Bronze on vault 2 years ago in Sombate, and bronze on floor today from Demdindorj Etushan. For only the second time, we have a Mongolian gymnast on a World Challenge Cup podium. And it's the same one, Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia. Silver today goes to Humayun Islamov of Uzbekistan. A fabulous result for the specialist from Tashkent. And the gold medal here reserved for Emil Akhmedjanov of Kazakhstan, the 21-year-old from Shymkent, back in a very big way. There is your champion representing Kazakhstan, Emil Akhmedjanov. The national anthem of Kazakhstan played in this occasion for Emil Akhmedjanov, the gold medalist on men's floor exercise. In his first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years, he wins. The first four led off by Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam. Fascinating story, this Vietnamese gymnast. She's 27 years old, from Ho Chi Minh City. This is her World Challenge Cup debut, but she had silver on vault at last year's Asian Championships and was 10th on vault at the World Championships. She is proof that you can flourish in gymnastics in your 20s, and that you don't have to be a teen star in order to have great success on the international stage later on. Starting off on pommel horse, the gymnasts from Georgia, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, and Croatia. Pay special attention to Mateo Zugec of Croatia. The 24-year-old is the reigning Mediterranean Games pommel horse champion the first Croatian gymnast to achieve that feat. And he's been looking terrific in training lately. There is also performing second Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria, who was 9th, just outside making the cut for the final at the Varna World Challenge Cup 2 weeks ago. And he's been here before. He was 10th in Tashkent last year. This is the warm-up of Dias Toysibek of Kazakhstan. Toysibek, the top qualifier. And there is the warm-up of Nguyen Gwen New. Her first vault is what could potentially propel her onto the podium. Fantastic Sukahara double twist. The vault with the highest difficulty tariff in this competition. Second in qualification was this gymnast, Pranati Nayak of India, the Olympian from Tokyo. Here now, Mateo Zugets of Croatia. Always such stunning lines on this apparatus. Really calm swing, great extension. Lots to like about the work of this young gymnast. The width between the two pommels on pommel horse can be adjusted slightly. Every gymnast likes the equipment prepared just so. And that's why we see these minor adjustments being made between the routines sometimes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a warm-up time for men's pommel
Here's the warm-up
horse
of
has come to an
Shahina
end.
Bono Yusufova. Vault very much her
And we are ready to
apparatus.
welcome
She won the
first
bronze medal
finalist
here
pommel
on vault
horse.
last
And let's
year.
welcome Levan Schiladze, Georgia.
We go straight into the routine of Levan Shehiladze of Georgia, the third strongest in qualification. And unfortunately for him, the unintentional dismount comes midway through. Shehiladze is somebody who has quite consistently been in the top 12 or so at World Cup and World Challenge Cup events for the past few years. And he is somebody whose star is ascending, because it used to be that he was around 12th place. And now, more and more, he is pushing up and competing with the very best in finals. It's not to be today for him, although perhaps it's a bit premature to say that because this is pommel horse and anything is possible. The second half was super clean, a real display of his potential despite the fall.
Pommel horse, and let's welcome first finalist on vault.
A disappointment, though, for Levan Shehiladze, who scored 13.7 in qualification. Now, to one of the great developing stories in women's vault competition. Nguyen Gwen New has a fantastic opening vault. And there it is, the double twisting Sukahara. Her chest is a little low on landing, she's a little piked in the air. But the difficulty tariff on this vault is higher, much higher than anything else we are likely to see in this competition. That has a value of 5.2.
And his qualification score, as you see,
And even though there are a few form things, notably the crossed ankles in the air, she gets it around and finishes it well. That's a very positive start for Nguyen. 27 years old now. And really somebody who is just beginning to rise in gymnastics. She made her world championship debut in Indonesia last autumn, and she finished 10th on vault there. She nearly made the final. She is doing gymnastics to the fullest of her abilities, reaching heights that she never has before. And with her, when we talk about her medal chances, this is really the story of two vaults. The first is exceptionally good, but the second one in qualification, she only had a difficulty score of 3.8. So she's really up in difficulty with her first exercise, but she drops quite significantly with the second. She will need a very good execution score in order to have something that will challenge in her average. But let's see what she's capable of. We know she's capable of a lot. And I dare say that that was better than it was in the qualification. Handspring front pike half. She actually opts to do the half twist after the first somersault. Many gymnasts finish the pike before doing the half twist at the very end. And just a small step backwards on the landing. She can be very proud of herself for those two vaults. Over now to Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria, 5th strongest in qualification. Very nice sewn element, swinging all the way around the pommel on one arm. He's somebody who has very good clearance over the horse, and that means that his hip height over the apparatus is quite good. He's got to try not to let his hips drop down and avoid brushing the horse. He does a very nice job. That was a solid display from Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria. His top finish on pommel horse was 4th in Varna last year.
Let's welcome next.
There's a lot of excitement around this young gymnast, and great congratulations for that routine. Well deserved by Radkov. Representing India, here now is Pranati Nayak. She showed 2 vaults of 4.4 difficulty in qualification. We might see her do something more difficult, and we do. That was very nice. And we will see what the judges decide to give that vault in terms of difficulty. It's a handspring front pike with a full twist, really well landed, good height, good distance, some slight bending of the legs, which will be noted by the execution judges, but it's a lot to get done in one piece of air. She masters it very well. The score for Rayan Radkov, 13.9. Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria goes into the lead. Second vault coming up for Pranati Nayak of India. Nayak, a medalist on this event at the Asian Championships. She's also had the honor of competing at 3 Commonwealth Games. And she may not be done yet. The Commonwealth Games coming to Glasgow this summer. And the score for her first vault, 12.95. And that's a significant improvement over her first vault in the qualification, where she stepped over the tram lines and took a 3/10 penalty for going out of bounds, as it were. She's got a second vault of comparable difficulty. Let's see what she opts to do today. Sukahara with a full twist. Once again, doesn't take a penalty for going out of bounds, keeps it well in line.
13.9, that's a score of Rayan Radkov from Bulgaria for his pommel horse routine. And let's welcome next athlete, Toshkent, Kazakhstan.
She's shown us such consistent vaulting for so many years now. Over to the pommel horse and the top qualifier, Dias Toyshabek of Kazakhstan. Good beginning with the scissors. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble, but he does well to maintain his balance and not stop the routine. He needed to be aggressive there, and he was. And once again, you see just a bit of juddering of the body, but this is experience, the way that he handles a problem without breaking his rhythm, and he does it twice in the exercise.
13.025.
The total for Pranati Nayak of India, 13.025. To a young competitor from Riga, Anastasia Ananieva is 19 years old. She trains at the Riga Gymnastics School. She made her European Championships debut 3 years ago. Handspring front pike half, a very clean first effort by Ananieva. Ananieva, the 8th strongest qualifier on vault. Very nice technique on this jump. Plenty of height and rotation. And the score for Dias Toyshabek, 13.65. And he is down quite a bit from qualification. We saw why, those 2 errors in the exercise, but the victory for him will come in not have coming off the horse, not having come off the horse during the routine. The first vault for Anastasia Ananieva carries in 12.65. Vault 2 imminent for Ananieva. Round off entry, and it's just a Yurchenko tuck. A rather elementary vault at this level, but it was enough to get her into the final. And this is her first World Challenge Cup final in 3 years. It doesn't have a great block or lift off of the table after the round off entry, but it is enough to get her a clean, solid landing. Now to the second strongest in qualification, Mateo Zugets of Croatia, the reigning Mediterranean Games pommel horse champion, with a chance at the gold here today. Scissor mount. His work is so elegant that each simple circle seems to take about a minute. Time suspended when you watch him on pommel horse. Beautiful traveling Wendeschwings, and then the Wendeschwings at the end of the horse. He's working his way through this very well. It's a confident display. Right up through the pirouetting handstand and down. That was phenomenal from Mateo Zugets of Croatia, and he knows it.
and his final performance on pommel horse. And we see total score of Anastasia Anancheva from Latvia, 12.25.
The score for Anastasia Ananyeva
Let's welcome next finalist, Shahina Yusufova,
was
Uzbekistan.
11.45 for her second vault. And so that puts her into third place at the moment. But here we have someone who could better that. Shahina Yusufova of Uzbekistan. Here she goes. Solid full twisting Yurchenko by Yusufova. The 18-year-old from the Fergana region, which is in far eastern Uzbekistan, the center of one of the ancient cultures of this nation. And she is one of the gymnasts at the center of the modern effort for great things on the World Cup and World Challenge Cup level. She won the bronze medal here last year and was in the top 25 on vault at the World Championships in Jakarta. She was also 6th at the last Asian Championships. So very promising results for Yusufova and for Uzbekistan, particularly on this apparatus. It is, of course, an apparatus where Uzbek gymnasts have distinguished themselves. More on that in a little bit. And the score for her first vault, 12.85 for Shahina Yusufova. Second vault, very powerful handspring front pike half, good pop off the table, giving her plenty of time to get the rotation and the half twist around. The score for Mateo Zhugets, 13.55. That moves him into third place currently. We have Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria leading the way. We have another look as well at the second vault of Shahina Yusufova of Uzbekistan. Now the next four will take their warm-ups. We'll see Georgia's Ani Gobadze, Mila Perpic of Croatia, the timeless Oksana Chusovitna of Uzbekistan, and closing things out, Pratista Samanta, the second Indian competitor in this final. There, of course, is the incomparable Oksana Chusovitna, 50 years old, the 8-time Olympian, trying to make it to what would be her 9th games in Los Angeles.
Let's make some noise.
Here are the second four on pommel horse. We will begin with Ahmad Habib of Jordan, the 5th strongest in qualification. You are looking at Mansour Ramatov of Uzbekistan, who was 4th. And then we will have Demdindorj Etushan of Mongolia, followed by Florian Olmanst, a very promising young competitor from Belgium. Great chances for India to make the podium in this vault competition. Here is 22-year-old Pratista Samanta. The leader at the moment is the gymnast who vaulted first. Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam has 13.375 as her average. Pranati Nayak of India currently in 2nd place. The excellent Double twisting Yurchenko that we saw from Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu scored 13.65. That's the highest number we've seen by some way, as we have a look at Annie Gobadze of Georgia, who's completing her warm-up. Here's Florian Olmans of Belgium. Just 6 months ago, he was competing at the Junior World Championships in Manila. He has now made the bridge to Senior World Competition. Welcome to him.
Magnificent remands, routines demonstrated by athletes. First final day. So, ladies and gentlemen, warm-up time for Pommel Horse has come to an end.
Representing Jordan now, Ahmad Habib, the 23-year-old from the blue city of Zarqa, which is the second most populous city in Jordan after Amman.
With the next 4 athletes.
And this is a big moment for Habib. This is his first World Challenge Cup since 2024. And on the World Cup circuit, which is a bit different from this series of competitions, he finished in the top 25 in the opener in Cottbus earlier this year. Congratulations have been pouring in from him, from Jordanians, for making this final. They are very excited about gymnastics in his nation and about his potential. So far, this has been very good from Ahmad Habib. He does some very intricate work, actually turning his body and avoiding touching the pommels. It's where he gets some of his difficulty. Pirouetting dismount, that was quality by Ahmad Habib of Jordan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to welcome
His score in qualification, 13.4. That put him 5th. We will see what he's able to do. Leading the way, Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria with 13.9. Lots of confidence in the midsection of that routine. We turn now to Georgia and Annie Gobadze, the 19-year-old from Batumi, in only her 2nd World Challenge Cup and in the vault final. Oh, and that's a shame for Gobadze. Just a bit over-rotated. And that resulting in the fall. And obviously she judged that the safest thing to do was just to let herself fall because she was going so backward right there. The chest position not quite right, really just throwing her back downwards into the mat. One of the interesting things about her competitive record is she's been to a number of World Cup events, but she's never competed on vault at them. So this is a totally new experience for her. She's also been to the European Championships twice and didn't compete on vault there either time. So good on her for adding to her repertoire. The score for Ahmad Habib, 13.35, comparable to what we saw from him in the qualification. So he's been very consistent, but he is off the podium as a result. For Annie Gobadze, 11.25 for her first effort on vault here. Second vault now for Ani Gobadze of Georgia. And this has a backward entry. It's a Yurchenko full. She'll have a slight penalty for putting her left foot outside of the white line. But this was much better from Gobadze.
We continue, ladies and gentlemen, and let's welcome Mansur.
She will also profit from a 2/10 bonus for doing vaults in different directions. To Mansur Ramatov of Uzbekistan, a 19-year-old who grew up near Samarkand. He is making his World Challenge Cup debut at this competition, so congratulations to him already for just getting into this final. And now he can just let loose and show what he is able to do. And so far, that's what he's doing. Very focused in his exercise and not giving away much in execution, I've got to say either. That was terrific from Mansur Ramatov.
That was Mansur Ramatov from Uzbekistan.
Now, he had 13.5 in qualification. Has he potentially done a bit better here?
From Georgia for her final vault, and here we see 11.85.
He is another gymnast as well who has just made the jump up to the senior level. Meanwhile, the total for Ani Gobadze, 11.85.
We are ready
To Mila Prpic of Croatia, the third strongest in qualification. Her first vault is her harder one. I believe this will be a Yurchenko full. Indeed it is, and it's a very good one. Very clean in the air, just the smallest step back on the landing. This is not her first time in a major vault final at the World Cup in Baku earlier this year. She finished 5th on this apparatus. And she was close to making the final at the Cottbus World Cup as well. So she got 12.9 for that Yurchenko full in qualification. The difficulty score on this second vault is going to drop a bit. She showed 3.6 difficulty the other day. Meanwhile, Mansur Ramatov of Uzbekistan has gone into second place, and well deserved for that exercise. And it's 13.0 for Mila Prpic for her first vault. So she has gained a 10th. Might she do the same on vault number 2? Let's find out. She is also in line to benefit from the 0.2 of a point that are up for grabs for doing vaults that fly in different directions off the table. So we're expecting something forward here. And indeed, just a clean, simple handspring front tuck, but well performed. The difficulty certainly not as high as the Yurchenko full, but she should get a very decent execution score. In the air, it's really good. The landing was well controlled also. Another big moment here for Dendendorj Etushan of Mongolia. Already a bronze medalist today on floor, and he has what he needs to do something to get him into the medals on this apparatus as well. 7th in the qualification, but with room to grow. Here he goes. good sewn element that we saw earlier on from another competitor. Very clean and calm in all of his one pommel work. There's a one Wendeschwing. And then here's traveling Wendeschwings. The legs do come apart, but he doesn't lose his balance. And that is such a difficult feat on pommel horse. Little slow into the dismount, and that is going to be a problem because the body actually has to cross the pommel horse before the dismount can be counted. So we'll see if he doesn't get up and do that again as the score comes in for Milipervic. To the woman, the myth, the legend, Oksana Chusovitina of Uzbekistan is back. This is the competition that she has been aiming for, and she was terrific in qualification. First place 2 days ago on vault. Can she do it again here the way she has so many times before? Interesting. Sukahara with a full twist, and that is a bit ginger of a stride, really moving gingerly as she comes off. It's good in the air, but the landing is not quite what she wants, which is why there is the large step to the side. And she does seem to be grimacing a bit. Chusovitina is looking forward to her 51st birthday, which will be next month. She celebrated her 50th at the first World Challenge Cup in Tashkent last year. Remarkable moment for a remarkable gymnast. Meanwhile, the score for Demdendorsh, 12.2. That would be due to the difficulties that he had with the dismount, not completing it, and I believe getting up and performing it again after the first one was just not quite the way that he wanted it, not quite the way the judges would consider it to be an actual dismount. The score for Oksana Chusovitina, 12.85 for her first vault, and a 1/10 of a point penalty for that large step to the side and out of bounds. Handspring entry, handspring front pike half. That was Oksana Chusovitina doing things the way that she knows how to do. But clearly there is something wrong with her right leg, it looks like. It's just vintage Chusovitina. But you see her sort of signaling that perhaps not all is well on that. We do wish her all of the best. Now, representing Belgium here is Florian Olmans. His first year as a senior competitor, and already a World Challenge Cup final for him. Very good open technique on his Wendeschwings, and a very nice pirouetting dismount that covers the length of the pommel horse.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Well done, Florian Olmans. And the score for Oksana Chusovitina, 12.925, and fourth place today on vault.
So,
Fourth place prospectively, I should say, because we have one competitor to go. Here, representing India, the 22-year-old Pratista Samantha. Samantha with an opportunity to get onto the podium here. She was 5th in qualification. And 2 good vaults could propel her into the top 3. Sukahara with a full twist. She will lose a bit for the landing, that sort of bounce step back. Let's have another look at it in the air as well. Her feet are a bit flexed. There is some leg form, some bent knees that go on as well. Meanwhile, Florian Olmans receives 13.5 on pommel horse. That puts him into 5th place. Leading the way on vault right now, Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam, Prananti Nayak in 2nd place, Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan in the prospective bronze medal position. And for Pratista Samanta, 12.75 is the number that she earns for vault 1. On this second vault, she gave away a 1/10 penalty in qualification. That will be for going out of bounds with 1 foot. She's a national champion in her country. The Indian Championships just took place 2 weeks ago. A good setup for her for this meet. Here we go with vault 2. Handspring front pike half, very well delivered by Pratista Samanta.
And a UEC score of Florian Olmans from Belgium, 13.5.
Execution-wise, that might have been better than her first vault. And that was the way that it went in qualification as well. This has a lower difficulty tariff than what we saw from her with the first vault, but really good height. And lots of time to spot the landing and really go for a good one. We will await confirmation of the standings. And here we go. In the men's pommel horse final, Dias Toyshabek of Kazakhstan taking the bronze. Mansur Ramatov with that excellent routine earns silver for Uzbekistan, but the gold medal is reserved for Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria. What a fabulous result for Rayan Radkov. 9th in Varna 2 weeks ago, but 1st in Tashkent today. His best ever finish was 4th, and that in Varna a year ago. So we have a career high for Radkov.
We have an award ceremony.
And we have a Vietnamese gymnast atop the podium in women's vault. Pranati Nayak of India taking the bronze, and Mila Prepic of Croatia in silver, and the gold to Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam.
World finals, 3rd place and bronze medalist, Shahina Bonu Yusufova, Uzbekistan.
The bronze medal awarded to Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan.
India.
Silver to Pranati Nayak of India. That is certainly Pranati Nayak of India. And unforgettably, the gold to Nguyen Nhu of Vietnam. A brilliant result for Pranati Nayak. And she is just getting started. Proof that even if you begin late, you can come into your own at any age. It's a new page in vaulting history for Vietnam, written by Nguyen Thi Nguyen Nhu. Congratulations to her, as well as to Pranati Nayak of India and Shahina Bonu Yusufova of Uzbekistan, the silver and bronze medalists on vault here today. And for Nguyen, just an incredible story, from being the silver medalist on vault at last year's Asian Championships to taking gold in this, her World Challenge Cup debut. And off goes a delighted Pranati Nayak as well. Her work here is done. For Shahina Bonu Yusufova, it is a bronze medal to complement the bronze that she won a year ago at this event.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the next award ceremony, and let's welcome the medalists.
It is now time for the medal ceremony in the pommel horse competition at this World Challenge Cup in Tashkent. The man in the middle is your champion, Rayan Radkov of Bulgaria.
Award ceremony for men's pommel horse final. Third place and bronze medalist, Kazakhstan.
The top qualifier lands on the podium today in bronze.
Silver medal winner, Mansour Ahmadov, Uzbekistan.
And welcome to the senior ranks, Mansour Ramatov. You have earned this silver medal. Just 2 weeks ago, Rayan Radkov finished just outside the cut for making the pommel horse final in Varna. Today, in Tashkent, he stands over them all. A career best for Radkov, who has never been on the podium at a World Cup or World Challenge Cup event. He said he was very pleased with his routine in Varna, but felt there was a lot of work still to be done. We can only imagine the sensation of winning gold here.
The national anthem of Bulgaria.
The national anthem of Bulgaria played in honor of Rayan Radkov and his gold medal winning performance on pommel horse.
That was magnificent. First award ceremony of
none of the top competitors from qualification on any apparatus have actually gone on to win the gold medal. So we wonder if that is going to hold steady for uneven bars or still rings. Some very interesting names in the uneven bars lineup. We'll be seeing Dorian Mouton of Georgia, as well as the Paris 2024 Olympian Lena Bickel of Switzerland. Have another chance to look at Anastasia Ananieva of Latvia on one of her best apparatus. We'll also see the likes of Dildora Aripova of Uzbekistan and Zamira Rafin of Switzerland, the third strongest in qualification. This could be a very good apparatus for the Swiss gymnasts. And on still rings, leading off the pack, Eric Bagdasaryan, a young competitor from Armenia who was fourth on this apparatus at the Junior World Championships back in 2023. Another chance for a medal from a Vietnamese gymnast as well. But the top qualifier comes from the host nation. Akaran Timirkhanov had an E-score of 9.0. That far and away the very best execution score in qualification.
Let's welcome.
We will begin with 20-year-old Eric Bagdasaryan of Armenia. This is only his third World Challenge Cup appearance. Both of the other two came last year. And actually, he didn't compete still rings in either of those. So this is a debut of sorts for this young man from Yerevan, who begins with a press up to handstand. Good Yonason to Yamawaki combination. Double fronts between the rings. And a very healthy giant, frozen well in the handstand. Short routine, but an effective one. Double twisting, double tuck dismount. And you see that shake of the head as he scoots to the side on the landing. The way that the Armenians train gymnastics is to really try and make every single move perfect. They are very execution focused. Over to the uneven bars at podium and Amina Halimardan of Kazakhstan. Congratulations to her on making her first World Challenge Cup final. Yezheva transition from the high bar to the low bar. Toe shoot hecht to the high bar. Some transitions we don't see very often these days in international competition, and a double tuck to end. That's a nice start for Halimardan as she really begins her journey on the international circuit, the 18-year-old. She's not really known for being an uneven bars gymnast. Most of her best results have come on vault, including at the World Championships in Antwerp in 2023, where she was inside the top 30. And for Eric Bagdasaryan, the score is 12.55. Note the D score, under 4.0. So it was a relatively simple routine. And the fact that he actually gets 12.5 and then some is a testament to that excellent execution that he displays. Representing Georgia, here is Bidzina Sichinava, a 25-year-old from Tbilisi, who is in his first World Challenge Cup competition. begins with a planche, and it's a difficult handstand afterwards for Sicinavi. You see him buckling and really fighting the apparatus in order to stay in that vertical. He too employs the Yonasan to Yamawaki combination. Very good display of swing. Front giant, and then a double front in the pike position is his dismount. The score for Amina Halimardan, 10.95. She is up by nearly a point from qualification. Good on her. We move now to the top qualifier. This is Sofia Mešter, the 17-year-old from Croatia, and this could be a big moment in her career. Clean pack salto transition, really nice handstand. Lovely front stalder work on the low bar, and then the half pirouette to another toe stalder. Maloney transition. Right into the ginger. Well done. And then a simple but elegant full twisting layout flyaway. That was a tidy routine from Sofia Mešter, the national champion in her nation on uneven bars. And the score for Bidzina Sichinava of Georgia is 11.9. So he has lost a little compared to what he did the other day in qualification. Same difficulty, comparable score though.
Let's welcome Van Han Hong, the Vietnam.
A gymnast since he was 6 years old is Nguyen Van Hang Phong of Vietnam. He finished 4th on this apparatus at the Baku World Cup a few years ago. He's also been a youth Olympian. And this is the apparatus that he was chosen to showcase at the World Championships in Jakarta last autumn, where he finished a very respectable 16th. He's a man with the skills and the stamina. Just needs to put it all together right here. Excellent planche work. Horizontal to the ground, parallel to the ground in that horizontal, I should say. It's exactly what you want to see. And that one a little bit low, but the difficulty is ambitious. Lovely iron cross as well. And the dismount, just like in the warm-ups, a stuck full twisting double layout. How do you like that? Nguyen Van Hang Phong of Vietnam, which is having a wonderful day here in Tashkent. And the score for Sofia Mešter is 12.9. Into the lead she goes. Now to Switzerland's Zamira Rafin, the 3rd strongest in qualification. The 18-year-old has a strong swing. Toe stalder full to Maloney, and then a good clean pack salto. There's her Van Leven transition. Blind to straddle Jaeger, very clean. Lots to admire in this exercise, and a very unusual dismount. The straddle stalder in to front half from a hecht. You do not see that every day. Originality and precision in that exercise by Zamira Rafin. She's had a lot of international experience. She's done the top 12 club competition in France as well as the Serie A in Italy. And the score for Nguyen Van Hang Phong of Vietnam is a great one, 13.85. He goes into the lead, and into the lead by 1.3. Now to the host nations, Ozotila Abdurasalov, the second strongest in qualification. He had 13.6. But he needs to do better than that if he is to overtake Nguyen. Good Maltese cross to open, right into an iron cross. All of these strength holds, in order to receive difficulty credit from the judges, should be held a maximum or a minimum of 2 seconds even. If not, there will be a deduction and they may not get credit. And look at the effort. His body is shaking with it as he holds that second Maltese cross. And again, just a little difficulty going into the handstand. Front giant, front double pike opens out just a bit early perhaps, but still a very good routine by Ozotila Abdurasalov of Uzbekistan.
At the same time, we have inquiry, difficulty, score inquiry of Sophia
So
Mesa from
Samira Rafin of
Croatia,
Switzerland
and we have
earns
scores
12.85. That puts her into second place at the moment, just half a tenth behind Sofia Mešter of Croatia. Here's somebody who could have a big impact on the leaderboard, Dildora Aripova of Uzbekistan. She's a very good all-around gymnast. The Ray, toe-on Kacha, done right into a pack salto. Oh, she's swinging this very nicely. Yezheva transition. And a Maloney right to Ginger, and oh, she's off. And it looks like she might have caught her fingers coming down as well, the grimace as she got back to her feet. That's a shame for Aripova. It was a very nice routine that she had going. And far and away the hardest routine of these finals. She had some difficulty with it in the qualification as well. It's a testament to how tough this exercise is that she made the final. Double layout dismount. So a mixed bag on uneven bars for Dildora Aripova, the 22-year-old who hails from Tashkent. We will see her in finals again tomorrow. For Ozotila Abdurasalov, the score is 13.5. That difficulty paying off for him. He is down from qualification, but just by a tenth of a point. And he sits in second as the last four begin their warm-up.
Inquiry by Sophia Mesa for a difficult score decline.
Here is Takumi Onoshima of Belgium, about to perform in his first World Challenge Cup final on still rings. He's highly experienced. He's been to the European Championships 4 times, competed at the World Championships in 2022 as well. And this is just the warm-up, as evidenced by all the people around the competition podium. On an apparatus like rings, the gymnast really has to gauge how much of themselves they want to put into this warm-up, because these routines are so trying on the body that you don't want to get up and give the exercise that you want to do in competition here. You just want to get a little feel for things, just make sure that, you know, your air sense is correct and that sort of thing. Maybe try to work out some of the butterflies that competing in an arena like this, on a stage like this, tends to bring. Here's a look at the next four. We will start off with Takumi Onoshima of Belgium. And then we'll have our first look at Daniel Trifonov of Bulgaria, who was so impressive in Varna 2 weeks ago. After that, we will move to the top qualifier, Akorhan Tamirhanov of Uzbekistan. Tamirhanov, the breakout star of last year's Tashkent World Cup. Over on the uneven bars, it will be a chance to see Dorian Martin of Georgia, Lena Bikel of Switzerland as well. Here's the young representative from Jordan mounting the still ring, Zaid Al-Halidi. In the meantime, we have a score for Dildora Aripova of Uzbekistan, 12.05, due to the unfortunate fall on her ginger. But it's a low score because of the fall, but it actually demonstrates her potential, because if she had that point back, she would actually be in the lead on uneven bars right now. All that from somebody who was 6th in the qualification. So that is to say that it's a very good routine, and when she gets the consistency, it's going to be competitive.
Ladies and gentlemen, warm-up time. 4 rings has come to an end. And we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome the next finalist among men's artistic gymnasts on the rings.
Representing Belgium, here is Takumi Onoshima.
Takumi Onoshima, Belgium.
The 26-year-old from the Brussels region takes to the still rings. This is his first World Challenge Cup final on this apparatus. He opens up with a planche, pulled to what they call an L-sit, and then here is his iron cross. He says he fell in love with gymnastics by watching the Olympic Games in 2008, particularly the high bar. And he turned to his father and he said, "That is what I want to do." And he's been a gymnast ever since. Stuck, double twisting, double tuck dismount. What an ending to that routine by Takumi Onoshima.
Let's welcome Dorian Martin, Georgia.
Here now is a gymnast of tremendous resilience. Dorian Martin of Georgia is 34 years old, a longtime member of the Belgian national team who changed nationality to compete for this nation. She has battled a lot to get here, injuries and illness. There have been many, many challenges, and she has overcome them all. She's admitted that she wasn't in top form coming into this week. She's focused on the European Championships in Zagreb in August, and hopefully the World Championships in Rotterdam in the autumn. And she knew that she wasn't quite in top form where she wanted to be, and her missing the ginger is evidence of that. But maybe the best thing to do is actually to quote from one of her own social media posts where she says, "At 34, I'm still here. Heart on fire, routines getting stronger, eyes on Europeans and worlds." This just another step in the process for Dorian Martin. And the comeback continues. The score for Takumi Onoshima of Belgium, 12.85. He currently occupies the bronze medal position. Daniel Trifonov of Bulgaria, one of the strongest at the Varna World Challenge Cup 2 weeks ago. He took high bar gold and vault silver, and now he gets a chance to showcase his abilities on the still rings. Jonassen to Yamawaki, right into the handstand. He's fighting for it. Note that his head not in line with the rest of his body. Slight hesitation on that handstand as well, but a wonderful double twisting, double tuck dismount stuck by Daniel Trifonov. He's still a very young competitor, just 21 years old, from Sofia. To the young woman who has been to the Olympic Games and carries that experience with her. The score for Dorian Martin of Georgia, 11.2 on the uneven bars. But back to Lena Bickel. She made her Olympic debut in Paris 2 years ago, and since then has just been going from strength to strength. Here she is on the uneven bars. This was the second best routine in qualification, so she has a real shot at the podium if she can just put all of these combinations together. Doing well so far. Van Leeuwen transition. Blind to Jaeger. Winding up for a double tuck with a full twist on the second somersault. Yes! Great routine by Lena Bickel. She says that her goal is to inspire the younger generation to take up sport. 12.4 the score for Daniel Trifonov of Bulgaria, who moves into 5th place with that display. And now to the top qualifier. Akrohan Timirhanov of Uzbekistan is 25 years old. Already a gold medalist at the Tashkent World Challenge Cup. He won still rings here last year, and now he is trying to make it 2 for 2. He has an excellent shot at that. Small adjustments in the inverted cross, but that inverted cross is the first that we've seen from any competitor. It's very hard to master. And a beautiful Jonassen, the double front in the pike position, straight to a Maltese cross. So far, this has been excellent. Control in the handstand, giant double layout, full twist out. That's very nice indeed from Akrohan Timirhanov of Uzbekistan.
Athlete representing national team of Uzbekistan.
The score for Lena Bickel of Switzerland is a great one, 13.0. She moves into the lead.
Let's welcome next finalist, Evelina Yezhova, Kazakhstan.
Next up is Kazakhstan's Evelina Yezhova. Just 16 years old, she made her World Championships debut in Jakarta last fall. Tidy Jaeger starting off the routine. Toe Stalder full, right on top of the bar, very good. And there is the Ray, Toe Stalder Kachev. Pack salto. Pulls back that handstand into the Maloney and a clear hip circle. It's an unusual composition, this exercise. Gives her a lot of time to showcase her good swing and a double pike dismount. Very promising for Evelina Yezhova. Yezhova getting some support from Amina Khalimardan, fellow Asian Championships competitor. The final competitor to take to the rings is Zaid Al-Halidi of Jordan. He ranked 4th in qualification. So we know, and he will know, that he is capable of getting onto the podium here. He has been in big finals before. On still rings, he was 8th in the Antalya World Cup final last year. Meanwhile, the score for Akhorhan Timirkhonov is a great one, 13.85 and first place. So Timirkhonov has guaranteed himself at least silver. It all depends on this man, Zaid Al-Halidi of Jordan. His first international circuit appearance this year. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of the 19-year-old from Amman right now. Let's see how he reacts. Opens with a kip to a Maltese cross. Again, the gymnast must hold each of these strength parts for a minimum of 2 seconds. Certainly checks that box with the iron cross. Good, strong Jonassen. Perhaps just a touch slow into the handstand, but that just actually displays how much upper body strength he has. Oh, this is a more complicated handstand though for him. A bit tired at the end of the exercise perhaps, and then you see it there as well. Just not quite enough stamina to really pull the double layout around.
Let's get ready.
The score for Evelina Yezhova, meanwhile, is 12.25. She stands in 4th place with 1 competitor remaining. Now representing Latvia, here is Anastasia Ananieva. Been a busy day for this 19-year-old from Riga, who also competed in the vault final. How nice to see a classic Shaposhnikova to pack salto combination. Don't see the classic Shaposhnikova that often. Maloney to Ginger. Using all the area that she has on the uneven bars, really maneuvering herself close to handstand towards the center of the bar. That will be where it's chalked the way she wants it. Just a simple dismount, but the interior of the routine very complex by Ananieva.
From Latvia. And we are waiting for score of Zaid Al-Halidi from Jordan for his final day on rings.
And that concludes competition on still rings and uneven bars. For Zaid Al-Khalidi of Jordan, the score is 11.85 after those difficulties at the end of the routine. Let's take another look back at Ananyeva on the uneven bars. Here is that classic Shaposhnikova by the bars pioneer Natalia Shaposhnikova, one of the greats of the 1970s. Different transition and sequence, ending with the Ginger. And then here, as she moves towards the dismount, beautiful front stalder work on the high bar, and just opts for a single front somersault.
That's the end for today's performances, the final performances of athletes. Of course, tomorrow we have also final routines.
We are just waiting now for the classified results on uneven bars.
We shall have a great awards ceremony.
It's been a very nice day on the bars for Lena Bikel of Switzerland, Sofia Meshter of Croatia as well, Zamira Rafin. They currently occupy the top 3 places. Meanwhile, on still rings, we have 2 with a score of 13.85, but more on that for the moment. The score is in for Anastasia Ananyeva. It's 12.4 on uneven bars. That puts her into 4th place. So the results are official on the uneven bars. Congratulations to Lena Bikel of Switzerland, who has won the title here. And on still rings, the gold medal will be awarded to Akhiran Temirhanov of Uzbekistan for the 2nd year in a row. He and Nguyen Van Hang Phong of Vietnam do have the same score, but the tie was broken based on the execution. Temirhanov has the higher execution score, ergo he wins the gold medal. Well done as well to Ozotila Abdurasalov of Uzbekistan. 13.5, good enough today for bronze. And on women's uneven bars, 2 Swiss gymnasts on the podium. Zamira Rafin of Switzerland earning the bronze. A terrific silver medal for 17-year-old Sofia Meshter of Croatia. And Lena Bikel of Switzerland, your champion on the uneven bars today here in Tashkent. It's a bronze medal for Ozotila Abdurasalov of Uzbekistan. The 21-year-old from Tashkent has done his nation proud. The silver medal to Nguyen Van Hang Phong, the 2nd Vietnamese medalist here at this World Challenge Cup event. And the gold stays at home. The host nations, Akhiran Temirhanov, is your champion on men's rings. What a display from Uzbek gymnasts. And what a display as well from Vietnam.
Show your respect for the national anthem of Uzbekistan.
The national anthem of Uzbekistan, played with great fanfare in honor of Akhorhan Temirkhonov, the champion on still rings here in Tashkent. Bronze to Ozotila Abdurasulov, and silver to Nguyen Van Hang Phong of Vietnam. The bronze medal today to Zamira Rafin of Switzerland. Silver to 17-year-old Sofia Meshter of Croatia. And your uneven bars champion, also representing Switzerland, Lena Bickel. A great stepping stone for Sofia Meshter as she moves towards the European Championships in her host nation this summer. And another feather in the cap of Lena Bickel. She is coming into her own more and more with every passing year. The national anthem of Switzerland, played for uneven bars champion Lena Bickel. Joined on the podium by Sofia Meshter of Croatia and Zamira Rafin of Switzerland. There will be much to celebrate in the Swiss gymnastics circles tonight. And you could say the same for the nations of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, Bulgaria, Vietnam, India, and Croatia.